Alright. So here's Crafty's. Typical, beautiful thing. Let's go in this pipe first. Defeated. Yeah, I got. We're coming back to it. We're coming back to it. It would be awesome if you could hang around, but if you can't, that's fine. I got to the point where I could bring a key and a pal back out of the subworld to the first half of the level. But I couldn't see either a key door or a use for the pal. And then I died on the mole boss a lot. I killed him a lot too, but I mostly died on him. Okay, so that once we have a mushroom, it looks like. This is a backtracking spot. Also, at the beginning, do we have to get the... Okay, we'll stop talking about your level. We'll talk about it later. I didn't get the... Is that really a checkpoint already? That's actually a lot like Star Ruins. Opening with a 0-point progression again. It's a bold move. It's a bold move. Yours is really easy because you weren't thinking. That is a bit creepy, Scrunts. You're back in a bed, gonna walk the dog? Sure. Sure. I might have wanted that guy to be alive, actually. That guy, too. That's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with easy. At all. So this is where we were at the beginning. Right? Where was the block? Oh, this is like super beginning. Hold on, let's go... I'm worried about losing my flower. Let's actually go break that block first. I haven't even gone in that other pipe at the start yet. It's more about capturing a vibe, you know? If you can get the vibe in an easy level, then do it. Like, there's nothing... Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like that, I almost lost the thing. It looks like this does want me to have the flower here. Second checkpoint though. That's so fast. Is this fire flower? Fire flower. Okay, so we're probably going back to the other area at the start, right? You didn't know what else to do? I'm sorry. Again, that is just poor planning there. I mean, you had like 2 weeks. Just practicing the yo-yo tricks. No, it's not. It's fine. It's fine. We're not even done with it yet, unless we are. That'd be really weird. Okay, so this. What was in here? Okay, what was over there then? Well, I'll do this one first. It's asking me to ditch the Yosho. Oh, for the key. See? It's not too easy at all. Not too easy at all. Still got a kill. That was a murderer. 2 to 3 days isn't long enough. That's what I'm saying. Don't start at the last minute. I'm sorry, Professor, but I just started this research paper from, you know, the one you announced on the first day of class. I just started it like last night. Can you like take that into consideration for me? It's fine though. This honestly seems fine. Like it is a bit short and easy, but that's not an issue. I should probably jump at it from this side, right? Oh yeah, we are going over here. What does that do? Well, we're getting the cape, so we probably want the cape, and then we go up there. If I had to guess. Plus, as usual, this level just looks phenomenal. Great atmosphere, great presentation. And I imagine we're going back over to this place. Give me another one. Shit. Oh wait, no, it was going to. I was just blocking it. Nailed it. Give me another one. Did we want to go off into the abyss? There are times when you need to ask yourself this question. That was very nice of you to not kill me. You definitely could have. Okay. I've missed what to do with the helmet, though. Was there something to push up over here that I forgot about? It could have been. Don't hit that. That's the fire flower. What was up here? Did I even go up here? I don't remember this area. Oh yeah, no, I did. I remember that section of wall. Of all things, I remember that section of wall. This was a... I don't think there's anything up there. See, I'm lost. This level's plenty big. What am I even looking for? Like a muncher? Thwomp? A thwomp would blend in nicely. I wonder if I walked right past one and just didn't even realize. I could get up there with this guy. What was this? Backtracking pipe. On you. Do I eat dumplings? No. I'm not a dumpling person at all. Why? Okay, let's go reclaim the helmet. Maybe be a little bit less reckless. Oh, wait. Where is that? I completely missed that. Where is that? It's gonna be through another pipe from here. Yeah. So we're looking for that door. I don't remember where that is, though. It's down here, isn't it? No. Yeah, that does not ring any bells. I could... Hold on. I don't remember coming down from it. Can I fly up into that pipe? Oh, that was it, wasn't it? I can get Yoshi up there. Why can't I go in here? I don't know if this is intentional or not. Oh, you can go in the flower or the cape pipe. Oh. Well, that is a discovery. I don't know why you would want to do that. And this just takes me back to that beginning area right there. Yeah, you definitely stumped me on this one. I know what I'm looking for. I don't recall ever seeing it. Anyway. Do I eat any Asian foods? Yeah. Is it a baby metroidvania? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like... I say that as I get completely lost and destroyed. But yeah, I mean, it is. It's not too huge, not too crazy. It's just right. I would recommend levels like this as a good like a starting point to people looking into the genre. Like, am I just totally fucking crazy? Oh, I can't go back in that? Oh, interesting. You know what? Can I go up in the helmet pipe? Is that it? Since apparently going in item pipes is a thing in this level. No. It's not that much of a thing. You do a good job of showing right here where you want the player to end up. And then your player does a bad job of finding that. I imagine it's somewhere in this half. So we're currently in the same like world as that door. I'm going to try going up over here and flying. That will put us in the same world as the door. Meanwhile, somebody else has like seen the door and they're like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, no, it looks like you can get up there. This seems right. This is it. Yeah, this is it. All right. Cool. Cool. We got it. We got it. Yeah, that was a perfectly fine level. Like, it was easy, but you put more emphasis on the like exploratory aspect, and that's perfectly legitimate. Like, there's nothing wrong with that level at all. I don't know why you thought it was like too linear either. Like, yeah, the progression's linear, but the idea is of the genre is that you have a linear progression in a non-linear environment, which you captured perfectly. Yeah, that's solid. Okay, so I really enjoyed this level, and I think in an alternate universe where I just pick a top 3 instead of scoring them, this would definitely be in that top 3. But how did it score? So the progression, it scored a 9 out of 15. A 10 here indicates that it's just a perfectly solid, like, good progression, right? And this was a solid, just good progression. It didn't do anything too fancy. All the items are very stock. All the uses are stock. Everything has been a very typical order. It's just a good progression. The only downside there would be that the first third of the level has no steps. And that's something that can be done well. In fact, I've highlighted a level in the past that does do it well. The Metroid Star Ruins. But in this case, I think it really fell flat. There's not really anything in that first section that kind of feeds into the vibe. You're just sort of walking, and then you hit a checkpoint, and then the level started, and that's... So it costed a point there. Nothing too major, but overall, very solid progression. Very solid progression. Exploration is where it really shined. It scored a 13 out of 15. The layout was very, very well done. It's got all these branches that push and pull you in all these different directions. You have a lot of freedom to move around. Obviously, you're going to hit a lot of walls and run out of places to go, and it'll guide you in the right direction that way. But you still have a lot of freedom of movement, and I mean, towards the end, finding the door, most of my playthrough, most of the time spent in the playthrough was trying to actually find the final door, which I really enjoyed. I really liked that in such a small level, they managed to capture that kind of immersive exploration vibe. Extremely well done. One of the best exploration levels I've played in a while. So it scored very highly there. Aesthetics also scored highly, 9 out of 10. It's just, I mean, just look at it. It's just beautiful. I can honestly say I don't think I've seen any caves that look quite like that ever before. And that's something that's really impressive when you can take a palette as commonly used as Super Mario World caves a year into the game and still make it look distinctive and fresh. The only reason this didn't get a full 10 out of 10 is that they didn't really adequately differentiate key locations from one another, in my opinion. A key part of the Metroidvania vibe is the sense that you're moving from environment to environment to environment, right? There's a sense of adventure, a sense of moving to later stages of the game or the level or what have you. And here I didn't really get that sense. You can tell the areas apart, but it all felt like one environment. They were just different parts of the same place. You never really went anywhere, but I mean, it was all beautiful. So 9 out of 10 there. Challenges is kind of where it tanked. 1 out of 10. It was easy, but that's not why it scored so low. There's nothing wrong with easy. The issue is that, I mean, there was a little bit of like platforming that you could conceivably fuck up, but not really. For the most part, your only real challenges were the piranha plants, right? And the piranha plants weren't really challenges. It's fine to have easy challenges, but these were like non-existent challenges. Like they didn't really do anything. You could just avoid them or kill them or whatever, and you know, it's fine. And then on top of that, it's piranha plants in a cave, and plants in a cave is like that's a very common recurring motif in levels, right? That's just what you do. You make a cave. You don't know what sort of enemies to put in it. You put in plants. Like that's just what people do. So they weren't particularly interesting, like either as a challenge or like aesthetically. They didn't bring anything fresh. There was no neat vibe to it, right? It was just kind of blah. It was just kind of blah. And honestly, like that in playing it, that didn't bother me at all. But the category's there. We got to evaluate it fairly. Unfortunately, it didn't really pack a punch here, so that's kind of tanked it. My subjective score was a 7 out of 10. It was extremely well done, like Metroidvania level, and like that classic feel. It really captured the like the style of exploration where you have branches with where you have closed branches, but they're not like just flat closed, right? Like you can go into the branch a little bit and then go, oh, okay, I have to come back here later, right? It had that flow to it. It was very fun. It was very just it was just pretty. It was just pretty. It was fun. It did a good job of showing the player like through the environment where they should be going, rather than just putting like arrows or coins or anything like that. It was just, you could just look around and know what you would need to do, basically. And that's something that's very often missed in levels like this, but it's kind of central to Metroidvania design, right? You want to create an environment that shows the player how to do things, not put like a sign next to a ledge that says, hey, when you get a double jump, you can make it up here, right? Like you let the player kind of work it out, and they did an excellent job with that. So this is just a very, very solid Metroidvania level. I would definitely recommend this to anyone looking to like get into the genre as like a starting point, because it's very accessibly presented, and I like the easy challenge aspect probably helps it in that regard. But again, it tanked not because it was easy, but because it was boring plants in a cave. But on the whole, very, very good level. It scored a total of 39 out of 60. Unfortunately, not high enough. But I still think this is one of the better levels of the night. So I guess the impartial scoring system's working. And one last thing, we're about to watch the speedrun together, because I'm definitely watching this video with you right now. And they did change some things in the level, like between when I first played it and when I got around to recording the run. Very minor stuff. You'll see it as it goes, but just heads up there. Things are slightly different. But yeah, that's it.